Hi, my name Hi, my name is Melissa Godfrey, and I will be providing a review on Seesaw. Seesaw is a great resource. It can be used in pretty much any grade level. I use it in kindergarten. I was trained last year how to use Seesaw, so I will be sharing some examples of projects that I've done with my students, and I eliminated the pictures of their faces as well as their last names for student privacy. So I'm going to log out here and show you how I got in. So it's really easy to use, super accessible. You can download it on iPads. That's how we use it in kindergarten or at my school, but it also can be used on a laptop. And then it's a great way to communicate with parents because they can download the app. And when they have the app, their students' work will go directly to their phone or their computer, and it does protect other students' privacy, so they will only receive their child's work. I also try to make sure that the students, if I'm sharing any of their work, it's just their first name and not last name or their picture. So I'm going to click on I am a teacher, and I already have an account, so just go to teacher sign in. And um, over here, you add your class, and it's super easy, and you add their names. I try not to use their pictures just for privacy, and then I try to only use first names, but I did block out their first names for purposes of this assignment. So I'm going to scroll to the bottom and show you some examples of what I have worked on. So I'm very lucky at my school. I have a technology specialist that helped train me on this tool. And I do find that it was super helpful co-teaching any technology resource when you're first introducing it to students. It's super important that you're explicitly teaching and modeling, and it might not be necessary for the upper grades, but definitely for primary grades. Um, I needed help personally navigating this resource. So it's great to have somebody that is an expert and then having multiple teachers support if that is at all available at the school that you're in. So this falls under the UDL principle, multiple means of engagement, because there are many ways that this can be engaging for students. It also is very supportive of um, action and expression because students have different ways of expressing their learning. I do feel like it falls under every UDL principle, but looking at the guidelines, it falls under multiple means of engagement, and then guideline 8, providing options for sustaining effort and persistence, and then checkpoint 8.1, it heightens salience of goals and objectives. So um, you can use this resource in any subject. So like I said, I've implemented this tool in the beginning of the school year with my technology specialist at my school. So we co-taught. So we use it for writing. We've used it for math. We use it for science and social studies. And it's a really great resource, and students have um, their own time to express their learning as well as stay engaged. And it's very academic focused, which I really like. There isn't a lot of distractions on there. And if you teach it explicitly and model for the students, they know exactly what to do. So I'm going to show you an example. So as you can see, these are lots of R examples. And we always model first before we have the students working on their own. And it is definitely extremely important to have headphones when you're using this because students are recording their voices and most of the responses. And so they have an opportunity to type but also record their voices and also show in different ways. They're learning by drawing or adding pictures and images, but it gets noisy and it could be distracting for other students. So we definitely make sure we have headphones, and we talk about being respectful of other students and the noise that they're making. So I'm going to show you an example of a community helper. Miss Walsh was my co-teacher, and we made this, so we pre-made this for the students. And when you pre-make an assignment, they're able to access it, and we model it for them. And they click on the light bulb, and they go to activities. And then we modeled for them how to draw a picture of a community helper and talk about the community helper. And this is one of our social studies standards. So I'll play it for you. So we model explicitly how to do this, and then we share with them our final project, and the students are really involved and really engaged, and it is academic focused because students in kindergarten need to know community helpers, they need to know the tool, the uniform, and their job. It also helps them with writing because they were one of their directions was to write their name and then also write the community helper. Another example is our writing activity. We studied penguins this year, and we focus on nonfiction, so writing like scientists and studying. And so we learn lots of facts before we write, and we talk about the writing process. So for this activity, we just posted simply a photograph of a penguin, and the students were asked to label. And that's one of our writing skills in kindergarten. First, we figure out what we're going to write about, we brainstorm, and then we draw a picture, and then we label our picture so that our reader understands what we are writing. So this is an example of a writing activity. All right, so as you can see, there's lots of things you can do with Seesaw, and it's really simple. I do it with 5-year-olds and 6-year-olds, and we can do it for all different subjects. I can show you all of these. That would take a very long time, but it was really, really effective, and it definitely supports students who might not feel comfortable sharing their learning through expressing themselves verbally. Some students really don't like to raise their hand, they get nervous. So it really protects students from feeling intimidated. And I definitely ask first if students want to share their projects. We don't always get to share everyone's, but most students are really proud of their work, and they want to share when we meet. We have our little closing, but it is super helpful for students who have some communication deficits, and they can verbally express instead of writing. It's kindergarten friendly because there's lots of different tools and different ways to make your project come to life. So I think Seesaw is an amazing resource. It's especially helpful when parents can't always come to back to school night or parent teacher conferences, and you can really just, it goes immediately to their phones or computers. So I recommend this resource. It's great for all grade levels, and I think it could even be used earlier than kindergarten. It could be used in preschool. All right, thank you for listening.